Are you hitting a high note wall? If you aren't, you're probably not watching this video. So if you're here, you probably are. Let me ask you one quick question that'll help identify what's going on. If you had to sing the word father in the middle of your bridge, what's the vowel? Really fast. If you said ah, you're wrong. And that's why you're having trouble. You've got to go from an ah, which is the broadest vowel you can sing, to a narrower sound that dials in the resonance and gets you into your mix. So in my family of vowels, which I did in the last video, you would go to So if I said, if you have to sing the word father in the bridge of your voice, not the bridge of the song, but in the bridge of your voice. So for a man, E, F, F sharp, G, something, or even higher, obviously you go into the second bridge. For a woman, around A flat, A, B flat, even lower sometimes, depending on the approach, certainly by A or B flat. If you say ah is the vowel for father, and that's the vowel you're trying to sing, that's probably one of the keys to why you're having trouble with your high notes and in the bridge, and why the voice may feel too heavy, too pulled, too pushed, whatever you want to call it. You've got to dial in the next narrowest sound so that you go from ah to And if that doesn't work, and sometimes it doesn't, and it isn't that it doesn't work because it doesn't work. It doesn't work because we think we're doing it, but we're not. Now, when you hear it back, I've been doing this for 34 years, and when I was a student, I did it all the time. My teacher would be getting me to change the vowel, alter the vowel, dial it in, dial it in. He would say oh, and I would say, oh. He'd say, no, oh. He'd say, oh. I'd say, I'm saying oh. But I wasn't. I'd hear it back and I'd say, oh my God, I'm not saying oh at all. So we think we're doing it. What we're hearing in our head is based on the habit that we're used to, right? And this can be diametrically opposed to anything that we've been doing. Because if we're used to feeling the voice go out like that, even if it's not good singing, it can kind of give the illusion of it's open. It feels kind of good, right? And then we dial it in a little bit. Like if I go from ah to you feel, well, that feels kind of tight and funny. I want to, that feels open and nice, right? But we have to get used to that feeling. If we're blowing so much air against thick vocal cords to get an to make the pitch on an in our bridge too broad and too heavy, we have to blow a tremendous amount of air. So to get the cords to vibrate at that speed, right, for that pitch, because it's not what they're supposed to be doing, because it's out of balance. The TA muscles are pulling too hard and the CT muscles aren't. It's not releasing to the CT muscles. The cracothyroid muscles are the ones that stretch and thin the cords for the high notes. The TA or thyroarytenoid are the muscles that draw the cords shorter and fatter for the low notes, right? And great singing is a balanced resistance between those two sets of muscles. And one way to negotiate that and to dial this in is by the vowels that we're singing. If we're going too broad on an too high in our range, we're going to be pulling up too much TA, and that's going to pull too much weight in the voice. By narrowing the vowel or tuning in the vowel more to an or an if we have to, no matter how far we have to go, it doesn't matter. The important thing is to work out the balance of the voice, because we can always get back to the sound that the audience wants to hear. If I have to go all the way from to because let's say when I say I'm not really saying I think I am, but I'm still on So I go and somebody says, no, say and I go you say, well, you're still splatting, right? Say that feels weird. That feels different. And you say, well, that's not the word. I'm saying father, not foot. But you can, once you're in you can go a little bit broader and maintain that vertical feel and maintain being in the pocket in there. And that's the important thing. So this is the thing that if you're an experienced singer, you're still struggling with bridge notes or high notes in any way, I can almost guarantee that it's the vowels. You've got to first go through your music, go through your lyric sheet, identify the vowel, identify the note and the vowel. Very important. So what word I'm a guy, right? I'm a man. And I'm singing a G4. And it's on the word law, or it's on the word land, or whatever, right? And you look at that and say, okay, I'm in my bridge or even above my bridge, and I've got what is referred to as kind of a broad vowel. I already know that that's going to be something that I have to think about for a second, right? How am I going to dial that in? And let me stop and just give myself, not myself a plug, but let me give a little bit of a plug. Because if you would like the vowel mastery formula guide that I've put together for you with all of this information in it, plus audio examples of how to do this absolutely free, write the word vowels in the comments, or just click the link in the description and grab it. It's totally free. And I have singers that have taken this into recording sessions, big singers, and into their Broadway rehearsals, and passed it around to other singers in rehearsals. This thing is really, really, really gold. What you want to do with it is once you download it and print it out, then look at your lyric sheet and identify the bridge notes or the higher notes, right? See what words you are singing and what vowels those words have, and then use the Vowel Mastery Formula Guide as a guide to how to tune those vowels in. So if, like I say, if you're saying father in a bridge note or on a high note, you're not going to say father. You're going to say fa, F-U, If that doesn't work, all the way to fu, just to dial it in. If you have to say land, you're going to say lend, L-E-N-D. Anything like that's going to totally work. Live video, my wife just came in, so this was a really horrible edit. But anyway, if you have to say an a vowel, same thing. You'll look at the family of vowels. You'll go to an e. If that didn't work, you go to an I. Again, the important thing isn't initially that the word sounds perfect. The important thing is that you tune the vowel in so you balance out that TNCT musculature that works the vocal cords, so that now you get the voice more vertical and you're making the high notes. You're making the mix. You're making it into the bridge, right? That's the most important thing. So don't go in your mind to the first most important thing is that this word sounds like the word. That's not it. We could care less about that. We will get to that. The most important thing is that you make the bridge, that you make the mix, that you get to the high note on something that's dialed in correctly, because you can always work from there and get back to a vowel that sounds like the word. That's what you want to do. So step one, as you're going through your lyric sheet or your music, you look at the challenging places, bridge notes, high notes, right? You look at the words. What are the words? What is the vowel in that word? How am I going to sing that vowel? How am I going to approach this? How am I going to make this work for me, right? Now, mystery solved. Because most of us as singers are, we're flying blind, right? We pick up a song. Maybe we know the words, maybe we don't. We're looking at the lyrics. Maybe we know the notes, maybe we don't, right? We start singing it, and everything takes us by surprise, right? The notes take us by surprise. The lyrics take us by surprise. Everything, because we don't know anything yet. We don't even know what notes we're singing. We don't know what vowels we're singing. We don't know anything, right? Come on, really. You've done it. I've done it. Totally, I've done it, right? And then we get the wrong impression about our talent. We get the wrong impression about our ability, and we immediately think, oh, I can't do that. That's just another song I can't sing, right? But that's not true. We got to approach it very systematically. If you have a system with which to approach this, you will be amazed oftentimes at how much better you are than you think you are. And how many more songs you can do than you think you can do, because you've just been randomly approaching things. You as a singer, I'm going to say it, I'm sorry, you just got to know the notes you're singing. Come on. If you are a serious singer, get off your duff and learn the notes that you're singing. You have to know them, because you have to know when you're in the bridge, because you have to know this information that if a singer is what you want to be professionally, or just you want to sing at the pro level for yourself, you've got to know this information, because how are you going to correct something if you don't know what you're doing, right? If a pilot doesn't know where they are, how are they going to correct their course? I mean, you're up there flying around, right? You're like, I think I'm kind of lost. Well, where are you? I don't know. How'd you get there? I don't know. Where are you going? Nah, kind of thing. I'm not sure. Yes, this is what we do. Stop doing it. So write down your lyrics. Look at the notes. Look at the vowels. Download the free Vowel Mastery Guide. And what family of vowels is that in? Okay? If it's a real broad vowel, what's the next narrowest one that I'm going to try to fill in there? Heck, go all the way to just vocalizing the song on the sound N. It's the sound in put, good, foot, would, but you put an N in front of it, no, right? Anything like that. And you're going to feel, oh, gosh, my voice is coming into line. I can do things like that I can't ordinarily do. That's kind of jump-starting and getting you to feel it. Then work the vowels specifically so you know what you're singing. So, I won't belabor this. I pretty much already have. But go grab the free Vowel Mastery Guide in the description or put vowels in the comments and I'll send it to you. But either way, this is going to be the key to why you've been having trouble with your high notes. If you haven't been doing this, trust me, if you haven't been doing this, this is the key. It's going to be like my last video. This is the red pill. You seen the movie The Matrix? If there was a red pill, and I said in the last video, for getting high notes, getting in your mix and balancing your voice, this is it. Vowels, mastering your vowels. I cannot emphasize how important it is. For 34 years I've been teaching. I taught movie stars, Broadway stars. I taught everybody and their dog. You know, it doesn't matter, amateurs, professionals, it doesn't matter. Every single lesson I've ever taught in my life, I've worked vowels with somebody. They're that important. And singers don't understand them. Even if you think you do, I can pretty much guarantee you don't if you're still having problems, right? Okay, so watch whatever video I put up there. It's going to be great. I made it myself, and I will see you in the next video. Get the Vowel Mastery Guide and really do this stuff. Seriously, if you're a serious singer, and I expect that you are, and you're experienced, then do this stuff. I promise you it will work. I'll see you next time.